In the meantime, I again come back to semi-consciousness for a moment, and I'm on a trolley, and there are two doctors wheeling this trolley into the operating room. And the doctor explained to me that I have a dead fetus inside of me, and they needed to do surgery to remove it, and by which time I went back into unconsciousness. The next thing I know is the pain is gone. There is no pain. I'm at perfect peace. The only problem is I'm on the ceiling and I'm looking down at my body on an operating table. You talk about confused. I am thoroughly confused. How could I be in two places at the same time? And the fact that I'm on the ceiling looking down and I'm practically no pain at all. Pain is gone. And I'm observing the nurses moving back and forth to the doctors, handing the equipment they need. And I'm like almost freaked out on the ceiling. And then it dawned on me that since I was no longer in pain, it might be a good idea to let the team know that the pain is gone and there's no need for this operation. And so with that, the thought came to me, how do I get off the ceiling? And as soon as I asked the question, I found myself on the ground. I'm on the ground and I'm at face level, and I'm trying the doctors. I'm saying, hello, can you see me? I am here. I cannot explain what is happening here. I'm moving from one doctor to the other, and they don't seem to be able to see me at all. So now I'm moving between the nurses, and the nurses are scurrying back and forth. And I'm trying to say, hello, this is me. I'm okay. There's no need for the emergency surgery, etc. And then I discovered that nobody could see or hear me. So then I find myself back on the ceiling, and I'm looking on, and the graph indicates that I have flat. I had friends who were nurses, and I understood what flatline meant. And now I'm really, really confused. How could I be flatlined, supposedly dead, but I have all my senses? So when they pick up the paddles, I could see the outline of electricity around those paddles. And again, to tell that I was thinking very clearly and very deeply, the thought in my head was, I'm not dead. I don't understand what's going on here. But if they apply that amount of electricity to my body, they will probably accidentally kill me. So is there a way I can get out of here before that happens? And with that thought again, I found myself moving through the ceiling and out into a very, very dark tunnel. The strange thing was I was not afraid. I am still at peace. I feel very light in my body, and I'm moving very swiftly, extremely fast through this very dark tunnel. We come around a corner, and when we come around this corner, I could see the end of the tunnel before me. And at the end of the tunnel was this amazing velocity of light. It was like a kaleidoscope of color, and it kind of faded into white light as I'm approaching it. It seemed like a kaleidoscope of color, and then it faded into crystal clear white. And the moment as I was about to enter the light, the thought that entered my head was, this light is so bright, the brilliance of the light was so bright that I felt that it would probably burn my eyes and render me blind. I really had that little fear at that moment there that if I survived all this, it would probably blind me. As soon as I entered the light, I felt a phenomenal welcome. I felt like I was embraced by the light. I felt like I had become light. And having become light, I could feel the energy of love, a phenomenal level of love that seemed to surround me, enfold me, and I had kind of like woven into and become one with this love. It really is an experience that words cannot describe. Words are totally inadequate to describe the extreme feeling of love, that you're enveloped in love and this beautiful light that seems to make everything not only brilliant, but even the thoughts very brilliant. I could have been the white slave master. So the scrolling came to an end, and I'm standing there and again very baffled, wondering, how do I get around in this environment? And again, as soon as I ask the question, I am moving very swiftly, and now I am taken to a river. When I was a child in church, we sang that at the chorus. Yes, we will gather by the river, the beautiful river. Gather with the saints of the river that flows from the throne of God. On the other side of the river, it was not a very wide river, but on the other side of the river, there were hundreds of saints. And they were all beaming phenomenal love. Oh my goodness, I just felt enveloped in love and feeling this love in my heart and in my spirit and in my soul. And recognizing that these were all ancestors, and among them were people who I could recognize because they had died in my lifetime. And then my aunt, who I was raised between my mother and my aunt, and she stepped forward in the river and began to wade towards me as I stepped forward on the other side to wade towards her. And again, this phenomenal amount of love. I knew that my aunt loved me, but I had no idea that her love was so phenomenal. And just as we got to the place where we were about to embrace, she stepped back a few paces and she says, I am so sorry, but you cannot cross. And I said, why? And she says, because they're sending you back with a message. And I said, but wait a minute. There are millions of people back there. Surely they could find somebody back there and give them the message. She said, no, they would like for you to return with the message. And the message was, there is more to life than meets the eye. Life is, and that word is was stressed. Life is eternal. And the next thing I know, I am falling very, very rapidly and crashed into my body. And even though I was still under anesthesia, I felt the excruciating pain on my journey back in my body against my will.